Hi, welcome to the live stream. Sorry if that comes through. Yes, I'm going to be channeling Archangel Raphael, and Raphael will come through me to give messages. And yeah, just before we start, just to say, so I do have appointments up on my website, and also the 5 minute transmissions, shamanic protocol on the Archangel Raphael site, the Gen site for groups, past groups and audios, and also a couple of links on the description for people in Gaza. And one of them is Muhammad, a 26-year-old, and another is someone called Ahmed, who's lost his entire family. He's 27. And just to mention, for him, donations have been really slow. So it'd be, really, really good, really nice if, maybe some of you might want to donate to him, even small amounts, because he hasn't been able to eat for a while and afford, because everything's very expensive in Gaza. But he needs to raise enough to, buy some food for himself and, things he needs. So his link is there on the description. Yes, I'm just going to let Archangel Raphael come in and speak through me. I would like you to know that what I am actually seeing at the moment is that there is a lot going on many levels, a lot that is clearing, but that does not necessarily mean that as a result, life is getting easier. Because what it does mean is that things are coming up to the surface to be seen. And for this reason, you may not feel that your life is easier yet. It may feel to you like there is certainly the opportunity to go forwards at this time. You may be presented with opportunities and you may even feel they are right for you. But that does not necessarily mean that you are in any way going to find that it is an easy process on all levels, because it may mean that you are going to be presented with energies that are there to be cleared before you can step into the opportunities. So, what I will say is give yourselves time. It is not really about doing things fast, but it is about doing things in an aligned way. That the more aligned you are when you take action on the earth, the more that thing does work out for you, that things happen in your favor when you are feeling good inside as you take action. But when you are feeling a bit lost, confused, perhaps even a bit desperate for change, and then you take action, the results won't necessarily be as you hope for. So that is what I will say first of all. Focus on being clear before you do anything. And even if it means you do very little at the moment, it is okay. No one is asking you to be doing things in a way where you are working hard, pushing yourself, trying to do more than you can manage. It is a time of rest, recuperation, being rather than doing, and also a time where you are starting to prepare for a new year in a way which is deeper now. As you go into it, you are starting to feel the deeper energies that are within you, and you are really hoping for the best year you can have. But it is actually by allowing the energies to move that the best things can happen for you. I also would like you to know that there are many things in the world which are changing rapidly, things which are going in a different direction now, which is actually going to make a difference for all of you. And the changes I see are twofold. One is very much about physical things, things which are changing for the better, things which are rearranging, perhaps in terms of things which exist on earth, which are about helping people, supporting them, things which are very physical, grounded, perhaps even things connected to receiving help, perhaps for something that you are doing, such as caring for someone. But you will find there will be more help available, more resources in the world, perhaps people who come forward to offer their services to you, perhaps people who are very much in the light, who would like to come in and step forward in order to take burdens off you. So that is the first thing changing. The second thing is something else altogether, and that is those of you who have been left out for a long time will be included more in life. You will be seen more and you will be more acknowledged. So, a deeper acknowledgement for those who are left out. And there will be a lot of compensation also arriving in various ways. So, that will all happen actually now, not later, but now is the time. And you may wonder how this will happen for you. And it is more about being in yourself and just allowing yourself to receive the positive that comes in. And then you will see how it all comes together for you in terms of things being rebalanced. I also would like to talk about something else now, and that is there are many people in the world who are really positive, really very much in the spirit. They may not seem positive to you, even externally. It may seem to you that they are, in one way or another, doing things that are perhaps a bit more about being immersed in worldly issues or other things. So you may not even notice them. They may be people you know who you perhaps pass daily down the street, or other people you have not met, but perhaps you feel their presence around in other ways. Perhaps people who exist and you may notice online, but you are not necessarily connected to them personally. But what I'm trying to say is there are many people who are really very much in a positive state. And what they are doing is trying to make things happen on earth. So they may be immersed in things, things which may make them appear heavier than they really are. So they may be helping families who are perhaps struggling. They may be immersed in other activities, but their energy is actually very light, almost like at the type of frequency you find with angels, light beings. So, what I want you to know is that these people are here on earth, but you may not always recognize them because they are so involved with life. And because of this, sometimes you may wonder where the people are who are here to help. You may wonder who is who. And my answer to this is that when you ask that question, you will notice certain people step forwards. When you ask to be around very light people and light beings, notice who comes into your energy field. It may even be an animal you meet, an animal who you are not even aware is actually a much higher being in the form of an animal. But I want you to know that light beings are already here on earth. They are absolutely here. And the reason for this is that it has started happening for a long time now, that beings who are very high have chosen to incarnate at this time to oversee the process of coming into the new age. And these beings are already enlightened. They are already in the light. They come here in order to facilitate change. But a lot of them come in the guise of very ordinary people, getting on with life, doing things which are quite pragmatic, practical, things which really require attention to detail, a lot of awareness, a lot of energy generally around being able to see things clearly, even when there is a lot of mess and chaos. But I want you to know this because I am wanting you to realize that not everyone in this world is here to simply be focusing on their own processes, awakening from within, and helping people in a way where they are going to be facilitating changes in them that they have been through in this life. That some people come in very much already in the light, awakened, and they come in to facilitate change in people's lives. But also, it is important to realize that beings who are here to do this, their karma is not really relevant in this life. So they may even have karma, but what they have done is put that to one side for this life. So they have decided to focus on service, and their karmic side is not really presenting itself. So there may be things for them to clear up personally, but they will do it in another life. Because in this life, they are choosing to come in a much higher form, and the karmic aspects will be sorted out automatically at another point in time. So, this is what I would like you to know, that people who are in this type of energy, they may also have easier lives as well in this life, because they are choosing to come in the role of doing a service for others. And for this reason, it is good for you to know that certain things are taken care of. It is not only about simply being in the energy of trying to awaken, focusing on yourselves in order to then do your service. It is also about appreciating that things are also being done as well by people who are not having to go through the same process as you, and they are able to get on and do things. And for this reason, those of you who have a lot of trauma, a lot to work through in this life, it is really okay to do this. That it is not that you are neglecting anything else in the world, because everything has been taken into account. And if in this life your role is to be of service, but to also focus on yourself, your own inner turmoil, clear it, get very clear and light yourself on all levels, and reset, reprogram, and help people do the same. It is okay. And so it is good for you to all know this, that whatever your role is in life, it is okay. That you don't have to be involved in the world. You don't have to be doing very practical things. That is what I see. I also want to say a few more things now. I want you to know that everybody who lives in the world is ultimately here for a reason. Nobody is here by chance. But some people who live in the world are not necessarily playing their part in a way that is helpful to others, that they are causing harm. And I am not speaking about minor errors that people may make in life that may cause distress to others, but I am talking about something else. I am talking about something that is perhaps even more deliberate, where they are harming people and perhaps large numbers of people, because there is something very wrong with them and their energy. And when these people are in charge of situations, they cause a lot of chaos. And what I want you to know about people in this frequency is that it is about allowing them to be who they are and not getting involved with their frequency, not not going into a mode where you are condemning them, but rather going into a light space where instead of fighting, it's focusing on bringing in light. And the way to do this is to go within and feel your role. But what I will say about people who come and cause harm is that they are not really worth focusing on, because ultimately they cannot do much unless people give them the authority, the power to do so. So you are able to bypass these negative aspects of life and focus on bringing in light, the positive. And if all of you do this together, the negative no longer has any impact, it has no power. So it is to let you know that this is the way forwards. I will say one more thing now, and that is there are many of you in the world who are very much about bringing things up to the surface so they can be seen. People who come in to speak the truth, to expose things. And those of you who are in this category, it is good for you to say things out loud, expose things. So I am not saying to you, don't do this. But all I am saying is whatever you expose, then don't go into an energy of condemning it. Let it simply be seen and then focus on bringing in the positive, a higher vibration. What I want to talk about now is how much you are all doing in this life. All of you are very involved in the evolution of the planet, but that does not mean that all of you are really that active in terms of providing services, doing things. And for this reason, it is important to use your energy wisely. So, those of you who are perhaps not actively doing things in the world, it is important to not get into states where you are wasting your energy, perhaps doing things to distract yourself or things that bring you temporary relief. The reason I'm saying this is that without a very solid purpose, people can lose energy. Without something that you are really putting your time and energy into, that is perhaps of a higher vibration, it is easy to lose energy. Even through excessive watching of television or doing things like excessive consumption of alcohol or substances of different kinds. So anything that you do excessively, which is meant to provide some comfort, relief from life, will ultimately drain your energy. And so, what I will say to those of you who are perhaps recuperating at the moment from illness, from trauma, are perhaps not doing any type of work at the moment, is remember to really focus on things that raise your energy. So sometimes you may notice yourself going into a type of frequency that is very much about just indulging in the comforts of the earth. And when you find yourself going into this, perhaps ask yourself the question, what could I be doing that will raise my energy higher? And then you may find yourself feeling drawn to a particular location, or you may start to feel perhaps you can meditate or do some writing in your journal, or perhaps you may feel to call up a friend and do something with them. But what I will say is just ask yourself these questions. Focus on raising your vibration. Don't go into the frequency of simply being on the earth and going along with the collective energy and finding what you can through this. Focus on actually raising your vibration by going inwards, being guided by your higher self about what you can be doing, how you can be spending your time. That is all. I have no more to say. The week ahead will be a positive one, but there will be things that come up from within you to clear. And that is because you are trying to all move forwards at the moment in very grounded ways, generally. And it is generally that type of time for all of you. So you will find things that come up to be cleared so that you can then go forwards. That is all. Hmm. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening, and yeah, much love to all of you.